Hey everyone, I'm Katie Daryl, and she is Beth Heidt, one of the honorees for this year's She Rocks Awards. Hi, Beth.
Hi, how are you?
I am fabulous. I would like to use a great adjective to describe you. Brilliant. How does that feel?
um, I think that feels like, who are you guys talking about? Me? Brilliant? Come on.
Shucks. Truly, you are being honored at the She Rocks Awards, and the honor is specific. It's called the Brilliance Award. When I say brilliant and brilliance, what comes to mind for you?
Letting your light shine. It's about your shine. It's about putting forth your best spirit. I hope your highest vibration. For me, that's being a love forward person who's trying to bring the best energy that they can to a circumstance, a person, and environment.
I would love to learn more about your role at Gibson. It's a great, iconic brand, but I would like to know more about your role as a CMO. And might I point out, you are the first female CMO over at Gibson, correct?
I am. And actually, we didn't have an office of the CMO there before. And I was lucky enough when I got moved into this role that they had created Cesar Guaykin, who's been our CEO, helped to shape this with me, which has been really exciting. My role has really been to bring together our brand marketing and what we call cultural influence teams. And cultural influence is really all of the driving forces that help us to connect with our fans, from our artists to partnerships to our foundation.
One of the things I truly adore about Gibson is their charity efforts, in particular, Gibson Gives, which really had to activate last week during the LA fires. Can you kind of tell me about Gibson Gives, but also in particular, tell me how, things kind of progressed step by step as we were watching things live on the news?
Sure. So Gibson Gives is our philanthropic arm of Gibson, and it truly is at the center of everything that we do. Our mission there is to impact lives through music, to create more musicians, and to spread the healing power of music globally. And it's something that truly, I think that every person who works at Gibson is extremely proud to be a part of and make sure that they are always giving back themselves. So, specifically to the wildfires, which was really close to home, we have an office here. I live in LA myself, love the city and this community so much. We were really able to spring into action first for community support. So that was on the ground, whether it was apparel or sourcing water through a partner, working with Vans, who's been great about socks and shoes, and coming together different locations with other partners to make sure that we're actually giving to the community what they need in the real time, whether it's clothes on their back to those dire necessities. So that was first and foremost. Then we set up assistance for individual artists who are within our network. So many people who lost everything were reaching out saying, I can't, gig or tour or even get through the next day if I don't have my instruments to be able to allow me to do so. So that was next on the list. And then how else could we potentially give back from a cash donation or support in helping them to find housing? A big part of what we've done too is around resource, how to help someone figure out how they navigate this from step one all the way through every step of the way, whether it was, again, getting those essential needs, getting the housing, figuring out things like the replacement, and then key orgs to help people when they're dealing with things like insurance and every step of that. Which is extremely, I think, daunting, as we've seen and you've read about. In addition to that, we partnered with our music instrument brothers and sisters with Guitar Center to make sure that we are going through a process to help everyone who lost an instrument, regardless of if they were a professional musician, but someone that just needs that healing power, that outlet, that their instruments could be replaced. And then also, we are starting our rebuild for schools, arts programs, all those instruments that the educators are going to need, whether it's space, programming, curriculum, all of that is underway now as well. We're working with Music Rising, Save the Music, Mr. Holland's Opus. There's a really great group of people coming together already to start looking down the road for how we're going to be able to rebuild. And that takes looking at it now. And then also just funding for the first responders and making sure that aid is being provided to those incredible men and women on the front line who are, risking their lives every day. So it was really important for us to make sure that they're being taken care of as well. And that's been really the main pillars of our action plan here. We have ongoing fundraising efforts are going to be part of, there's a wonderful and very large Live Nation-led event on June 30th that we will also help support, whether it's donating instruments for auction to raise funds or backline or what have you, but also just the ongoing awareness of the incredible efforts of our music community to try to raise those funds.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to Gibson. But prior to the fires, Gibson was already involved with youth and youth education. And you have always been involved with the youth and the youth musical education. I want to peel that onion away a little bit. What is it like working with these kids and being a part of their musical experience?
I think there's nothing that can bring more joy than putting an instrument into the hands of a child who otherwise would never have access, to see them light up and see that shift, and even the way they stand and their confidence and their smile, to have that the gift of that outlet given to them. So I think that there's nothing that's more rewarding than being able to help provide that, what can be life-saving, life-altering instrument or ability to learn. Also, that to help foster that community. So many of us have really had our lives completely shaped, our career shaped by music and by that passion for music, and oftentimes feeling maybe other or different or not able to connect. And music has been that connection, that community, to help you find your authentic self, to help you find brothers and sisters that you can really speak the same language. Or as I like to say at Gibson, I always feel like when we are so deeply entrenched in music as what we love to do most in our passion, that we have a similar soul fabric. And so you just can find and connect with those people. And I think that's what's been incredible, to see the light in the person as they receive that ability to find that gift, to find that new way to communicate and to create that community.
It is no surprise that you're going to be honored this Saturday at the She Rocks Awards. You are the CMO over at Gibson. You help with so many of the charitable efforts, and you are also a board member at NAMM. Where do you find all the time?
It's always about trying to light a balance, but when you have the passion, it makes it easy to find the time, because it doesn't feel like work. It's something that we all love to do. So I think that's really what's at the center of it for me. It's a lot, but you want to show up for it when it's something that you passionately love and that you care about, and that feels like it feeds you as you're putting yourself out into that work. But I have to say, when it comes to the Brilliance Award, I am surrounded by and standing on the shoulders of so many incredible people. They're the brilliant ones. My sisters at Gibson, we have an amazing group of women there, and which has been really exciting, and I think has been unique, I think, in our industry. We've grown at just an incredible group of extremely bright, strong, kind, driven women that I'm very, very lucky to, and men that I'm very lucky to stand on the shoulders and be surrounded by. So the brilliance comes from them, really.
She rocks. What does it mean to you to rock?
To rock means to make an impact, to make a change, to inspire people, to ignite people. That's to rock.
I love that so much, Beth. Thank you for hanging out with me today. And I guess I'll see you Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. See you then.